What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to teach you how to play Baiken in under 10 minutes. Let's get into it. The first thing you have to know about Baiken is that she has incredible neutral, pretty much a poke for every distance. We have our 5P, our 5K, our far S, our 2S, our 2H, and at farthest we have our 426 and its follow-up afterwards. Kind of botched that, but there you go. She also has great air control with her JD and probably the best jump into the game with her JS. There is more to her neutral, but I made a video on it yesterday, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. The next thing we have to talk about when it comes to Baiken is using her parry. This is a super strong defensive tool to punish predictable offense, so let's look at offense from the point of view of our Goldos friend over here. I'm going to show you a quick frame trap string, and of course we know what Baiken does to frame traps. She parries them. So the next time, Goldos may think, okay, well I should probably go for delayed options, and just the fact that Goldos has to now account for this increases the strength of our universal defensive options, such as mashing, and then let's say they even go back to the other option, back to frame trapping. We don't even necessarily have to go back to parrying because now it enables us to use more of our defensive options, such as maybe just FDing. Sorry, I didn't block it overhead. Maybe just FDing, and we can see that we increase space greatly, or we can just backdash. Now let's talk about Baiken's pressure. She has really strong strike throw. She has great tick throws off pretty much every button. There's 5K, there's 6K, which also pushes you forward, making it a little better. We also have our close slash, which is great for staggering, as well, of course, as going for that throw as well. From our close slash, we have our general Gatlings, but we also have our 2H, which doesn't have great fall options besides really going for frame traps with that special or this special. Once again, our real strong suit with Baiken is going to be threatening those big frame traps with pretty good reward mid-screen and much better reward in the corner. Baiken also has really good special enders in both her tatami mat, which is -3, and her 426 that has a bunch of mind games. We'll go into that in a second. Let's start with the tatami mat. It makes lots of space and you are only -3, allowing you to either re-engage or even back off. And then from your back off, you can either re-engage or play defensively with your mat or whatnot. But let's show how this works out generally in a block string. So I'll go for a very basic block string. We'll have Goldos challenge the forest by the end of it. And we can actually whip punish into a knockdown, into a safe jump. We'll talk about those in just a bit. From our 426, we have some pretty good mind games. Number one, we can frame trap, although it does lose to 6P, and really fast normals like Soul 5K. But we can also play this mind game where we parry at the end of it. And once we get our opponent to respect the frame traps and the parry, we can reset from that position. Once again, we can frame trap from our 5Ps, unlike other characters, allowing us to just reset pressure with this kind of string. And when they least expect it, go for the frame trap, you have meter by then, and you can threaten all sorts of options. Even in the case where we go through our entire 426 and its follow-up, we're only -3 from this situation, which of course means that we can threaten our parry option by the end of it. Generally, our game plan is to constantly get our opponent to guess whether or not they should mash, and while they're not mashing, we can overextend consistently. And once we figure out when they like to mash, that's when we challenge with a parry. Next thing we have to talk about when it comes to Baiken is her mix-up game. From her 5K or her close slash, she can threaten an overhead. And you can see there I delayed and Tiger Need, and that allowed her for a frame trap. But you can also make it a true string, and there wasn't a counter hit. From our low, this is our reward. Boom. And our overhead doesn't necessarily have reward, but we are +3 on regular hit without meter. But unfortunately, though you are plus, your opponent can mash throw. So I will set that here just so you can see if you try to press a button and take a turn, you will get thrown. But fortunately, you can play these games where you can jump and counter hit them there, or you can backdash, punish them with that. Actually, you can even backdash in 6H. But from with a little bit of meter, you can see we get really good reward. Very good combo, and that even combos from the close slash if you already hit the close slash, and it does even more damage. It is an insane route. But yeah, generally what you have to know about the high-low is that it is super strong, and If you get people not mashing throw, then you can constantly take turns over and over. If they are mashing throw, you need to be respectful. We can just continuously threaten these options. And now we're back to regular block string, and that's the end of our turn. Baiken also has mix-ups in her Tether. You're going to see this Tether most likely from a throw or some kind of combo where you actually opt to go for less damage and instead reset for okie. Currently, those kinds of okie setups are few and far between, but Baiken's mix is only going to get better with time, so check the Twitter hashtag for updated setups. But I will show you some of the stuff that I do from throws. It's just the basic stuff. I do IAD back into tatami for same side safe jump, or tiger knee tatami for that sweet, sweet cross up if I don't mess it up again. There we go. In the corner, I do the same IAD back tatami for same side, but you actually have an option for a pretty cool overhead. Like that. Unfortunately on heavies, this final hit won't work, but usually it does work. And the way that I did that in the corner was back dash into forward dash, and you can just smash it into 236S. And you are plus on block. Next, let's talk about the most underrated, underappreciated feature of Baiken that I love. Let me show you Gold Lewis. What was that I just did? That's a safe jump, okay? These two characters have this thing in common. From pretty much any knockdown, these characters get safe jumps, and it feels great. So I'm going to show you how to do these real quick. Now, number one, we already saw these throw setups that we saw earlier, like this right here is a safe jump. Tatami mat makes things very, very easy, but generally we would rather go for JH because it's more defined when your turn is, and you are mad plus when you land. And additionally, if you actually get it from high enough, you can actually threaten that double overhead or go for a low. So you already saw my first one. All I did was delay into the JH. Also, from any kind of like mat hop, you just hold up and then immediately use your instant air dash button and press JH. So why are safe jumps so important? Because I can loop my pressure without having to worry about your DPs, without having to worry about your reversal supers, and just continuously push my advantage and worry about my game plan. And now I'm going to leave you the combos that I use. From 2K, you just get this nice little safe jump. Here's your close slash BNB mid-screen. Here's your close slash in the corner. Here's an overhead combo that I showed you earlier. And finally, if you ever get counter tatami in the corner, you're just going to the same ender that we saw earlier. Close slash 6H. If you enjoyed this starter guide, make sure to subscribe, maybe even like and comment. That'd be kind of pog. And yeah, that's all I've got. Bye-bye.